Hey guys, so I'm going to go over the homework. I would strongly suggest that you have this open side by side. Don't be afraid to open this up and make sense of the notes, okay? I know there's a lot of words and things going on, but if you just let it just kind of sit and just look at it over and over again, okay, it should be able to help you. So it requires time, guys, okay? It requires time. So just be willing to put at least 15-20 minutes into this, okay, to really understand so that when you come back to school, you're not feeling overwhelmed, okay? I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Okay, so um, now if life happens and you can only put in 5 minutes, then at least put in the 5 minutes. Don't go tonight without doing the homework. Okay, so we're going to use these now just as a quick little refresher. Okay, we've got six major um, uh, relationships here. Okay, we've got or five, but then we've got two more. So alternate interior angles, alternate exterior, same side interior, same side exterior, and corresponding. Now I'm going to give you some tips in this video on how to, make this pretty quick and easy, okay? But what you'll see on tonight's homework also is page 15, all right? So you'll need to know these guys. You'll need to know vertical angles and linear pairs, okay? So as I explained it on the video, then hopefully that'll help you, okay? So don't close this. At some point, I would ask you guys to just keep it open, okay? I'm gonna close it so that I can do the video, okay? So here we go. Now, I know that I did some of these with you, but I'm going to explain. On the side, I'm going to write all the 7 different angles. So I have corresponding, okay? I have alternate interior, I have alternate exterior, I have same side interior, and I'm supposed to have same side exterior, but as I told you in class, for some reason the worksheet will not generate that particular one, so you're not going to see that on this packet. Then there's vertical, and then there's linear pair. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, one thing you need to know is that these are formed only by parallel lines cut by a transversal, okay, as you guys can see in these many examples. But these only need 2 lines. You don't need a third line. So you'll see that as we look at these, don't confuse vertical linear pairs with these angle relationships, okay? So that's why they were separate in their own little, this was page 15, okay, and this was page 16, okay? So maybe you want to write this down as a note to yourself, kind of categorizes which goes with which. Okay, so let's go to number 1. Here's what I suggest. Since you have a pair of parallel lines cut by a transversal, you want to look for if you have either interior angles or exterior angles. So I would, since the angle Y is between the 2 parallel lines, this is in the interior. Since the X is also between the between the parallel lines, it's also in the interior. When you have 2 interiors, it's gotta be one of these because they both have the letter I. They're both interior angles. So the question is, are they alternate or are they same side? So alternate means that they're on opposite sides of this transversal. Okay, so they're on opposite sides. So you got to cross the transversal to get to the other one. So therefore, it's on opposite sides. Okay, so it's not on the same side. If it was same side, it wouldn't have to cross the transversal. So this is alternate. We already knew they were interior. The question was, were they same side or alternate? And it's alternate interior. If you need an explanation of that again, just rewind the video and try again. And I know that there's many other ways to explain this as well. So if you want to look up other YouTube videos and look up parallel lines and transversals, go for it. Don't worry, I don't think it'll confuse you because the videos are pretty similar. Number 2. Now here's something interesting. Now Y is in the exterior and X is in the interior. So if you look back at your notes, you might say, hey, it's corresponding, but let's look at corresponding. Because here's what corresponding says. Corresponding says you have 2 lines crossed by transversal, the pair of angles that are located on the same side. Okay, those were not on the same side. That's the problem. But one is in the interior, one is in the exterior, and some students get stuck on that but ignore all these other qualifications, like it needs to be on the same side, not crossing over the transversal. And then corresponding locations and different parallel lines. So if you look here, okay, these are, okay, well, so these are on the same side of the transversal, so it didn't cross over the transversal. However, okay, they're not on separate parallel lines. They're both at the same parallel line. So in order for these to be corresponding, they need to be jumping to another location. So this here is either a vertical or a linear pair, which is what I was talking about. It's a throwback question. Well, since they're side by side, they're not making a bow tie. This is a linear pair. It creates a straight line side by side adjacently. So this is a linear pair. Now, if you didn't get that, don't worry. We're going to practice in class tomorrow, okay? But you need to do this tonight, and don't wait till tomorrow to try to get it. Try to get it tonight. Number 3. This is in the interior because it's between the parallel lines. This is on the exterior. Now, this is corresponding because they're on the same side of the transversal. They're at different parallel lines, okay? And this is one where you, maybe if you draw the circle where they intersect, you see that the y and the x are in the same position, just in a different location. So these are corresponding. They're corresponding angles. Let's go to number 4. So number 4, these didn't jump from one parallel line to the other, so it has to be one of these two. Well, y is opposite from x. These are vertical. It creates that bow tie effect. So these are vertical angles, okay? So if you look at number 2 and 4, linear pair and vertical, they all center around one intersection, whereas the other ones jump from one intersection to the next. So that's the difference. Number 5. Now, I would pause, and I would strongly suggest you pause this video and see if you can figure this out. But if not, just follow along with me and then pause for the next problem. So I see that y is in the interior because it's between the parallel lines, and so is x. I'm not even looking at the transversal yet to determine interior, exterior. I don't need the transversal for that. I just need the two parallel lines. Now, since it's interior, I know it has to be one of these because both of them are in the interior. So the question is, are they alternate interior or same side interior? Well, then you have to look at the transversal. You have to cross the transversal to get to the x? No, they're on the same side of the transversal. So it's same side interior. Okay, number 6. We've got interior again here because they're between the parallel lines, and then interior again. So I'm here. But are they alternate interior or same side interior? Well, you had to cross over the transversal to get to the other interior, so this is alternate interior. Okay, number 7. Well, let's see where these are. They're jumping, so this one's outside the parallel lines. So this is in the exterior, and so is this one. Now, let's go to exterior. Is it alternate exterior or same side exterior? Alternate means they have to cross over the transversal. Same side means they don't have to, okay? So this is crossing over the transversal, so this is alternate interior. Okay. Number 8. I am so sorry. Alternate exterior. Those are not interior. Boy, my brain. Okay, alternate exterior. Whoa, okay, so 8 ended up being the same. So this is exterior, this is exterior. It crossed over the transversal, so this is alternate exterior. All right. Number 9. So these are interior and interior because they're between the parallel lines, and they didn't cross over the transversal. So this has to be same side interior. Oh, that ended up being the same as 5. I didn't notice that. Interesting. Okay, so now let's go to number 10. Number 10, you didn't jump from from one intersection to the next, so it can't be any of these. It has to be one of these. So if you look at it, if you connect y and then connect x, that makes half a circle, which is 180 degrees. So this is a linear pair, not a bow tie. They are side by side, they're adjacent, and create a linear pair. At any point, pause the video. Number 11. Number 11, let me see if I can focus this a little bit better. Okay, so once again, these two, they're side by side, they're adjacent, so this is linear pair. All right, number 12. I've got exterior and exterior. The question is, are they alternate exterior or same side exterior? It's just one of those two because they have both exterior angles. So they have to cross over the transversal to get to the other exterior, so these are alternate. They're not same side. They're alternate exterior. Okay. Number 13. These don't jump from one parallel line to the next, so it's either going to be vertical or linear. So if I show the loop for that angle and the arc for this one, this is a bow tie. It's a vertical angle pair. Number 14. Now this one's in the exterior and this one's in the interior, so it should alert you that it's probably, and they're jumping from parallel line to the next. So if you look at this intersection and this intersection, they are in the same position, just in a different location, so this is corresponding. Okay, it's like you scooted it down or scooted it up and they ended up in the same spot. That's what makes them corresponding. 15, you got interior and interior. So either they're same side interior or alternate interior because they're both interior. Since they don't cross the transversal to get from one angle to the next, they're on the same side. This is same side interior. Number 16. These, so you have one in the interior and one in the exterior. They jump from one parallel line to the next, and if you look at it, it's looking like it's corresponding, because this is below the line and to the left, below the line to the, they're in the same spot, just in a different location, so these are corresponding. Hopefully that's getting you a little bit more comfortable. If not, then go back and review the video again. I'm also going to put a link to IXL and E-Class, so you could use that to help practice some more. Our test will be on Tuesday, September 11th, so please make sure that you are studying. And you would start wherever Unit 2 begins, which is on hold on, starts on page 11, okay? So from pages 11 to 16. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow.